Wednesday, everyone. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for watching Atlanta and Company. I'm Cara Kneer in for Christine Pilara. Well, do you know there is a super way to disagree with someone? Here to explain is our resident marriage therapist, Dr. David Woodsfellow. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Cara. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too. Thank you so much for being here. And I know you have so much good information, and we were talking with the holidays coming up. People might be starting to argue. So
absolutely.
Please tell us the ways of the world, Dr. Woodsfellow, and why.
What I have to tell you is that disagreement is inevitable. Two people who are together in a relationship are going to disagree. So that's not awful. But the big question is how to disagree. That can be done well or it can be done poorly. And I'm going to give you some simple ideas about how to do it well.
Right, and I emphasized super in the introduction, and there's a reason for that. So let's go through your super acronym.
Yes, so I came up with this outline, and I realized it falls into an acronym, and the acronym is SUPER, and S stands for soft starts. Okay. How to start.
I love this.
U for understanding, P for planning, E for how to end well, and R for how to reconnect.
Okay.
So let's talk a little more about each of those.
Yes, let's do. Let's start with the soft start, because I was saying, you know, initially when you get into an argument, you have a knee-jerk kind of angry reaction. So let's take a breath and have a slow start, you say.
Yes. As a matter of fact, it's important to try to avoid that knee-jerk angry reaction. And the way to avoid it is to make a soft start. That means when you have a disagreement, you want to bring it up softly, with a soft tone, without a harsh attitude, and maybe with, hey, let's talk.
Right.
In fact, part of a soft start is getting agreement to talk.
Right. What if you're really angry, though, doctor? Just take a minute, maybe take a walk and remove yourself from the situation?
Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do.
Okay.
When you're really angry about something you disagree about, it's probably not good to start really angry.
Right, right.
So to get to the place to make a soft start, you have to calm yourself down, because the important thing here is to get some understanding and some progress.
Right.
Not just ventilating. Ventilating,
won't get you anywhere.
That's right.
Okay, let's progress on to you. What is you again?
So when two people have agreed to talk, the first phase of that talk is to understand each other. That is, I need to understand your point of view, you need to understand mine. And we might not agree with each other, and I might not understand everything about yours, but I need to find some part of it I can understand or some part I can agree with.
Okay.
And that needs to go both ways.
All right, so find some common ground. That seems like no.
Well, maybe
Okay.
common ground, but it might not be common ground. For instance, I could understand your point without agreeing.
Right.
I could see how it could make sense to you, although I wouldn't say we have a common ground of agreement. It's just, here's the opposite. The opposite is to tell someone that what they're saying is silly, stupid, foolish. That's not understanding.
Right.
Understanding is, oh, okay, I get your point. I see why this bugs you. I understand what you're talking about. That makes sense to me.
So have some empathy for your partner.
That's right.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to P.
Okay. When both people understand each other to some extent, the next part is to make some kind of plan. Now, the big problem is people try to solve the whole problem or come to total agreement. Forget that.
Right.
What you're looking for is one step forward, one positive plan. Something I can do, something you can do, something we can both do. One step forward about the problem.
Yes. Okay, I love that. Come up with a plan, one step in the right direction. Now let's move on to E.
So you have to end these conversations well. And that means you have to end them on a positive note. So you have to say positive things like, thanks for talking, glad we understand each other, glad we got some plan to go forward. Some confirmation of something. You don't want these ending on an awful note, or you won't want to do them again.
Right. I always say to my husband, I say, you know, we have to have respect for each other. It's such a respect thing. And I think sometimes when you get caught up in a moment, that all sort of goes out the window. So I love this. Let's end with R.
That's right. Well, this whole method is about respect. And R is reconnecting. That is, when the disagreement's over, you want to reconnect about other things. About our relationship, about affection, about humor, about here we go on with the rest of our life, which is not a disagreement.
Right. And with our partner, we're on the same team, right? We all
Right.
usually want a common goal. So let's keep that in mind, too. We're in it
Exactly.
together, right?
Right. Yeah, so some people end with, you know I love you. That kind of thing.
Right.
You know we're in it together. We'll work this out. Those kind of reconnecting statements.
Yeah, I love it, Dr. Woodsfellow. Thank you. I feel much better about life now. We appreciate having you so
You're
much.
welcome,
Thank you
Cara.
for sharing with
Very
the viewers.
welcome.
All right, for more information about Dr. Woodsfellow, visit marriagehelpatlanta.com. Also, check out the Woodsfellow channel on YouTube. All right, well,